Hi there, I'm Charlotte Dennis and I'm one of the other co-founders here at Brand You Sport. So welcome to task 3. So you've now completed task 1 and 2, which is around understanding your values and the reason why we need to understand a little bit more about our personal values in this journey of personal branding and preparing for greatness beyond sports. We've also encouraged you to think about your values, that kind of North Star, that guiding point that we all have within us. These precious values that make us who we are, and it's really important that we are reminded of these values and passions, which will all in turn help us decide what it is that we want to do when we transition out of elite sport. So stage 3 is all about taking that work, taking all of that thought process and distilling it down. So hopefully by now you've got to a point where you are thinking there may be 2 or 3 clear lanes that you are interested in thinking more about. It could be that one of these lanes is about a career in coaching. It could be your second lane may be about starting your own business, and the third lane could be about working in an investment bank. So all 3 lanes, some of which may be slightly foggier than others, some of which you may have more clarity than others. But what we really want you to now think about is how you can explore what it would be like working in one of these 3 distinctive lanes, or in the environments that exist within these lanes. So the next stage in this process is thinking about your audience. So if you've got these 3 clear lanes, or a number of lanes, or it may just be one, it's really about now reaching out to people to try and understand a little bit more about what it'd be like working within the roles that fall within that lane. So in marketing, we call it segmentation, targeting and positioning. And as brands, as we think of any brand out there, it would be foolish for us to talk and use the same message and narrative to every single customer. So I always use, when I'm teaching marketing, the example of Haribo. So I think, well, Haribo have loads of different examples and different segments that they want to talk to, and they change their messaging depending on who it is that they talk to, whether they're talking to athletes who get that sugar hit from the products that they sell, whether it's kids or whether it's grown-ups, and they slightly tweak their messaging dependent on who they're talking to, but there is this overarching theme that they're trying to get across. So the same thing applies to personal branding. So we need to think about what we want to ask these people within this industry. So what is your objective? So if it's about understanding more about starting your own business, think about the point that you're at and think about what it is that you want to know more about, because that will help you work out who you want to speak to. So you may have a mentor, you may have somebody at your club, or it may be something that you already know a little bit about, but it's really about thinking about how you're going to reach out and find out more about what it could be like working in an investment bank. Think about then how you're going to reach out to them. So what tactics are you going to use? Do you already have people within your stakeholder group? And we're going to think about stakeholders in a second. Do you already have a little black book of contacts that you can use to really communicate to these audiences? To get a coffee conversation, obviously virtually, or an email conversation going, so that you can ask them some questions about what it's like working in their industry, what experience you require working in this industry, what qualifications potentially, and maybe your what and what you're asking is for some work experience or a little bit of a glimpse into the world that you're trying to explore. So task 3 is really about being very aware of the opportunities that lie in front of you, and to think about how you're going to use this stage to now get more information to help you make a more informed decision about if this is really something that you can see yourself doing in the long term. So within the task cards, you'll see that there are there is a chart for you to fill out, so have a go at doing that. It clearly demarks the industries, and we've given you an option of filling out 3, and really it's just about using this task to be really sharp about understanding more about the worlds that you potentially want to be part of. So I hope it helps, hope it's useful. print out the form, or indeed it's an interactive PDF, so you can type away and save it into your folder for future reference. As always, please reach out to myself, Mandy, or anyone in the Brand New Sport team. The details are on our website or on the front of this Game Changer pack.